Welcome back to our new Anno 1800 series with the New Horizon mode that opens a whole new region in Asia. And as you can see, we have actually a festival going on here in our capital. We have attractiveness, the farms apparently are working better. We can maybe check by clicking on one of the mines. Yeah, we have +1 rice every 10 cycles, +1 tea herb and +1 peppercorn. So a lot of extra goods, that is great. Now, if you are following the series, and don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see the previous episode, you probably realize that I have done some expansion. This is not me trying to do things behind your back. I had actually recorded it. The problem is my mic was not plugged in. Or to be more precise, it was plugged in, but apparently not connected to OBS. It happens from time to time. I don't know why. Do tell me in the comments below if you know why, but sometimes it just get disconnected from OBS. So anyway, I've had to, when I discovered it, which is when I started to see that there was no sound coming out, I stopped it and now we're gonna restart. But basically, you can see we have expanded a bit this city. I've also done some work in the new world and the old world. So let's do a quick recap, starting with some of these other places. So in the new world, and starting with our Manola Island over here, we had already in the previous episode done most of the production, right? Providing a lot of things, but we didn't build the final building. If you look at your Artista, you have the final building over here, the Grand Stadium. The foundation alone cost 300 reinforced concrete, so definitely cost a lot, but this is not all. You have actually 3 stages. Now the good thing is we are at the final stage, but as I said, it definitely takes a lot. I mean, the second stage, I think, uses something like 600 jornaleros. This final stage over here uses 1000 obreros of workforce, as well as a lot of resources, right? Steel beams, bricks, and even more reinforced concrete. But with this, when this is built, we're gonna be able, to actually produce some influence. And this is good because we are at 0 of influence right now. Then, we have also expanded some of our productions. For example, over here, I have a few more sugar production. I have a few more over here, actual sugar bean production. I've expanded on this side a bit also my citrus production. And you may be wondering why. Well, this is because in the old world, we are doing some new productions over here. Some of them are not working yet, but many are already working. So what are those productions? Well, we have, for example, not this one. We have 3 new chemical plants for the lemonade. This is going to use salpetre, some sugar, and some citrus. So this is why, the sugar and the citrus, very important coming from the new world. The first ship hasn't arrived yet for citrus, but should arrive soon. This will give us some lemonade, which is really critical for people over here. It is no, not there. Wait, why am I? Oh, no, sorry, my bad. Lemonade is for the tourists. In the happiness tabs of the tourists, they were actually missing 2 things. They were missing the jewelry. We have started that one. I'm going to show you in a second. And they were also missing lemonade. So this is why we're making lemonade for the tourists. With that, the tourists will be fully happy and therefore giving me tons of money. They are also good everywhere else, as you can see, so happy there. The other thing, as I mentioned, is the jewelry. Now, this jewelry is necessary for these tourists, but was also critical, a new need for investors over here. There are actually another one, which is the chocolate. We were already making chocolate. I just increased slightly the production in the new world, and we're totally fine there. But jewelry was a completely new one. So we have over here this new production. This is actually here 1, 2, no, 1, 2. Click there, please, and 3 somewhere, I think. Anyway, we have production of jewelry. This is going to use some gold. We were making a bit of that, but now we need a lot more. And some pearls, something completely new from the new world. So I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, we've had to increase the goldsmiths production, which means more gold ore, which is pretty hard to get, and more coal. That's fine, we have more coal. So let's talk about this before we talk about the final productions over here. So for the gold, it comes from the New World, but do note that you can also get some at Eli over here. Eli sells actually quite a lot. So I have 2 ships. If we do just gold, you can see we have 2 ships that are going to Eli to buy a lot of gold regularly and bring it back. We also do have 2 other routes. This one is not new. That was the one we had done already before. In the New World, we had some gold coming from Tobacco and Gold Island and one from the other. So it's basically this island there and this island here. Right? Those 2 were producing gold, so that's fine. But now we have a new one. This is that one here, which as you can see is taking a few more islands. This one here, this one there, as well as this small here, and bringing again to the New World. To the Cape, sorry, to the Cape Trelawney. We have, buying shares now. That's not gonna happen. Mean. You cannot rebuy, buy this one. You need to wait 10 minutes before you can buy the other one, and I tend to forget, and that's why she has 2. So this is, for the gold, and then we need some pearls too. The pearls, I mean, if we look at the routes there, I have also created one there, right? You can see it. It's also coming from some of those same islands and a few others. So I don't have, the pearl fertility over here, so was not able to do it. But for many of those islands that we took from Princess Queen, it is over here. We have, this pearl production. It's 50 journals, quite a lot. But yeah, we have 2 on this island, on top also gold production here. We have 4 on this island, because this is 50 each, and we have the 200 free production, right, workforce. We have also 4 on this island with a bit of gold too, and we have also 4 on this island. So if we look at, the pearl production, we are actually making enough pearls, 14 out of 12, without needing to buy any. But you can also buy a bit, like for the gold. You can buy some at Isabel Sarmento if you wish to. And actually, I think you can also some... Let me check quickly. I think he was selling... No, he's not selling. I feel like somebody else is selling some. But anyway, here at Old Nate in the Cape, you can buy some salpetre. Remember, we do need some salpetre also for my lemonade. So that is the next one, as I said, right? In the New World, we've added all of these. And the last one was here with a bit more, of gold mines. I even put one of our first trade unions with a few items. They have been, nerfed, right? Changed by this mod, so they're not as strong. But I did want to show you that you can definitely do it. It's still possible. And what is also still possible is to use some items that may be a bit stronger, like this one. This is an epic. It's going to affect my jewelers by replacing the gold by glass. So if my gold production is not enough, we're gonna check right now, if it's keeping up with my consumption, now that this is fully working. We have pearls, we have gold. I'm gonna see basically if this starts going really down. I'll probably use, I'll put a trade union and I'll use that item because glass is a lot easier to make. So that was, those 2 new productions. We're still waiting for the citrus. I'll check that in a second. But we have also a couple of other ones. We have, for example, the champagne. So champagne, I actually don't need that much. Look over here. We are, only needing less than 1. I'm making 3 with just 1 champagne cellar. It has electricity, but it's only 1 with the minus 50% working condition to help increase my happiness. Champagne, you probably don't need a lot. But what is challenging is the grape over here. This is a very slow production. We're talking about 2 minutes production. But no worries, we have this island over here. We used to use it for clay. Now I've added also a couple of these vineyards, right? So that we make definitely enough. Let's look at this, we're making 5 we need 3, so all good there. Obviously there is a ship that also come back and forth, but that's the only thing. What is that? The queen. Property of the queen. That is new, that comes from the mod. That comes from the mod because this is not a mission or anything. Interesting. Sorry, I'm digressing, but yeah, this is my grape production for the champagne. And so with this, we're making enough champagne. It's worth noting, by the way, that if you have a lot of those festivals, you will probably have the Festival of the Grain, where you produce also a lot of champagne for free. So I had a lot of champagne already. And then last but not least, I actually see this production just started. This is the Caviar, completely new production that comes from, you know, the New Horizon mod. We're gonna want to create these caviar crackers with a bit of flour. We have a lot of flour on this island, so that's not a problem. But also 2 new productions. The actual caviar and the black pepper. Now the black pepper you have to produce in the old world with this building over here, but it takes a resource peppercorn, which comes from the new region, the Asian region, and the caviar is also coming from there. So it's a good time probably to go there. I know I may have forgotten something, but that's okay. We can see it in the future. But yeah, we have that production over here. So the caviar, this is 30 seconds, gonna use, you know, your earring fisheries, and you can see it there. This is those 2 buildings. So not this one here. So we're producing that here. And then we have the pepper farm for peppercorn. And I don't have the fertility on this island over here. So I created another small island, or not created, I had the island, but we're using the free workforce here with a couple of these farms to make that production. I didn't actually check. Okay, we're making 9. That's probably way more than what we need. Yeah, we need 4, and we're making right now 11 because this festival here that I showed you at the beginning is also providing enough a bit. But yeah, we're making you know, this pepper, so that's totally fine over here, right? We said we're making 9, and we need a lot less than that. How much was it? Yeah, it is. We need 4. And then the caviar, it is. So the caviar, we are making 4 and we need 4. So that's also all good there. I did also, you know, upgrade or expanded my city with a few more houses here. It also unlocked a few more of these houses. And we have started the first production of the 2nd tier of population, the Kimonos. I don't remember exactly, I think it was over here. Yes, this is where we created them. And let me show you. You have the kimono over here. This is a 1-minute production, which is why I have a second one there, but it is also 200 of workforce. So this is using a lot. This will require 3 things. This will require some linen that comes from the hemp, right? This also requires some silk that will come from mulberry farms, and this is 1 minute and 30 seconds. So this is why I've put 3 of them over here. And last but not least, we have also this safflower farm to create some pigment. The good thing is this one is 45 seconds, so 1 or 2 will be enough for this production. And yeah, with this we've started to make some kimonos, as you saw over here. So that is great. We have some kimonos. We need 500 to unlock the roast duck, as well as unlocking some of the others even more. So we're not ready yet. We do have also a couple of new things over here, like Eastern literature or jade sculpture. So we're gonna see that later on, as well as some kind of more normal or non, you know, productions like the herbs or the cigars. So I will probably have to start giving this to get to 500. But more importantly, we have over here a completely new building. This is the foreign trading company. It does require also a completely new resource, which is those bricks over here. All right, this quarry, stone blocks to be precise. I only have 1 deposit. The good thing is we're talking about a 10-second production time. So yeah, that's fine. Let's build it so we can check it out. It does, you know, look a bit similar to Dockland. We have over here a policy. The first one is plus 30% productivity for gold, brass, and steel furnace. Because yes, if we look over here into the industry, we have quite a few furnaces that we can potentially build, right? So that would be interesting, but there is also a range, right? Those production will need to be in that range. Just connecting here quickly so that the building does work. We have then minus 20% workforce for the light bulb, gramophone, and jewelry production. I haven't seen the jewelry production over here, but I guess maybe we will unlock it later. Plus 1 item slot on all Harbor Masters offices. Plus 50% of import speed for import piers. And plus 25 tons of storage for crops and deposit. Speaking of crops, we did unlock also indeed this crop warehouse. I built one somewhere, but let's rebuild another one that will boost your crop storage. So that's pretty cool. So which one should we select right now? Interestingly, they don't feel that interesting right now, but maybe we look at the import. Then we have a few modules. We have the foreign trading company warehouse. This will increase the capacity to store more. We have the regional office, provides surrounding magnet businesses with trade licenses. Okay. And then last but not least, we have the import piers for tungsten. And then I'm guessing in the future, maybe we get potentially others, but they're all locked under 500 of Gungreen, the second tier population. So we should really try to get there as soon as possible. There's also the visitor pier at 500. So that will be another one we want to get to. Okay. What else did I not talk about? I mean, don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you see something I haven't talked about. I do think it could be good to check some of these quests because they could be very new. A delivery quest, okay. Deliver some rice and some tea herbs to who? Well, I mean, to him. Okay, well, we have that. So this makes for a promising start. Then we need to actually deliver some teff and spices or some hop. And we have only 29 minutes. So we're gonna need to be fast. Let's go over here. We should have some hop here, right? Let's take a cargo ship. They're very fast. Up, just 50 so that it's as fast as possible and go to it. Okay, we're gonna do that one. And I saw there was also some other quest here. Yeah. So let's see. Wandering workers, property of wandering workers. So I click on it, but nothing is happening yet. Okay, maybe we need to do something else. No, same problem. And here there's another one too. That seems buggish. Yeah, there's another. Oh, there is this building here. Interesting. Fill up this storage, then complete the delivery mission to receive a sizable paycheck. It will accept shampoo, lemonade, cigars, clay pipe, gramophone, jewelry, so pretty advanced stuff, right? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. And here there is also a quest. Or am I dreaming? I see something on the map. Huh. What is that? Is that the Eye of Sauron? Okay, so we have Eye of the Dragon. Sorry, my bad. Completely different. Completely different. So yeah, the minimap still seems to say there is a quest here, but I don't see any quest. Do tell me in the comments below if I'm missing something. But yes, quickly going back to my investors, Now we are giving them chocolate, we're giving them jewelry, we are also giving them, starting to give them some caviar crackers of 3 investors and 34 coins. So that's pretty cool. And we have 2 things missing. We have the steam carriages. This requires 5,000 investors. We're not really there yet. And we have the gramophones. This is 3,000 investors. Last but not least, I did start to provide quite a few of lifestyle needs, as you can see. We have the fur, we have the perfumes, the fans, and the film reel. Now, to be honest, I didn't even need to increase any of those production. We were already making enough. The only thing I had to do was create a couple of trade routes to actually bring it. You can see this trade route here, for example, just to bring it from the new world. But that was kind of easy money because I was already making it. Now, the annoying thing is I'm not making enough, or I don't have enough, because I wanted to finish the world there. And next stage is 3,000 investors. We're only at 2,550. So I think we're gonna need to upgrade a couple more investors, which is not the end of the world because I do have a lot of engineers and artisans, but that means I may have to increase a few of the other productions that I was, that are good now. So anyway, let's do this. This will also give me obviously a boost of influence, so that's great. But yeah, as I said, I may have to increase a couple of productions, so I'll do that offline. The good thing is now we're ready for this phase 4 of the World Fair. 300 windows, 150 steam motors, 150 wood veneers, and 1,500 of the artisan workforce for 30 minutes. So let's get it started. Obviously, I'm not gonna make you wait 30 minutes, but that is pretty good that we get started on this. And my tourists also, right? They have a small problem with the newspaper right now. Like there was a negative article in the newspaper for them. But apart from this, they are very green. Look at this. Happiness, very green. Hotspot, very green. We have now, the zoo, the dockland, the museum, and the botanical garden, which by the way, I have continued to expand, right? You can see one is over here. This is the zoo, to be precise. We have the museum over here. That also continues to grow, and I've put in the back here the botanical garden, which also continues to grow and starts to give me some bonuses. We have the marshland and we have medicinal garden that are both finished. The first one +2 happiness and -50% chance of illness for all residences. That's a really good one, honestly. And then this one is also pretty good, but combined with that one, it honestly makes it like that I don't need hospitals almost, because now it's a lot more doctors, a lot more range for all of my hospitals. And there's quite a few others, right, that we still continue. It'd be great, for example, to put this snow gun there to get one more. So let's go. Now that we have 60 of influence, I can spend 10. That's not the end of the world. To put this snow gun and get one more. This is the subalpine. This is going to affect hunting cabins by giving me the fur abundance if I didn't have it before, and increasing the productivity of my hunting cabin. To be honest, doesn't really help me because they are not on this island. If I really wanted to, min-max, I would probably just then have a very small botanical garden on this, not this one, on this island over here, right? We could put it in the corner over here. It would be pretty small, right? Let me show you. This would literally be like this building here, and not that. Okay, I need some resources, but these plus 3 of the places, and it will give me a plus 25% productivity for all of these. So that would be definitely good. But yeah, we have all that to say that my tourists are happy. They have a lot of things in the green, right? As you can see, the palace too. The next one is the World Fair. So again, this is why I want to continue increasing my investors. And with now these 3,000 investors unlocked, we're still not there for the steam carriages yet, but we could at least do the gramophones. Gramophones, by the way, is one also that you can buy, if I'm not mistaken, at Archie, but didn't change. Yep, you can. You can buy pocket watches and gramophones at Archie, and you know, it's not that it's a very hard production, but if you look over here at how much we're gonna need, let me just search for it. Gramophone. Well, why does it say 0? That's not normal. That's not normal. Something happened. Let's check it there. So gramophone here. We need basically 0. So honestly, I think, you know, as I said, just buying it from Archie is totally fine. Maybe we use flagship. Makes sense for the flagship to just buy this. It is going to cost us some money, but if you don't remember, we are making a pretty good amount of money. I'll show you that in a second. So yeah, let's just buy some gramophones. 200 should be totally fine on a regular basis. Did I make a mistake there? No, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, we are making, you know, 60,000 per minute. I have tons of coins in reserves, and obviously, yes, it's gonna cost more to buy it than to make it, but this is also going to give me 100 coins, 103 to be precise, for each of my investors. So sort of worth it, right? Sort of worth it. One thing we haven't started at all though is, you know, the skyscrapers, and we may want to start doing this to get, you know, to not have to increase the size of this, but have more investors. I think it will be in the next episode though. Like, I have already been doing quite a bit in this episode, even if I know it wasn't online. It was mostly just before I started recording with the sound. But yeah, we've done quite a bit of progress on this, but also on the other 2 regions. So I'm excited with this, and I'll see you very soon for our next episode for a lot more progression in this city, but also probably trying to get the World Fair built, as well as starting to have over here our, oh, actually no, let's finish the episode with this. The Grand Stadium is finished, so let's actually finish it. Here it is. The new stadium is ready to host football games or soccer for my American friends. Select your brand new monument to launch your first event. So we have over here football championship, potential reward influence. You have 3 different ones. You have the local, the regional, and the world. As you can see, we will need a bit more artisans to unlock these 2, but we can start with that one. It will give me 25 of influence, and this is forever influence. You know, you can accumulate it and do it many times, and sort of infinite influence as long as you pay a bit of money, and more importantly, you will prepare it with some goods. So let me show you what I mean. Here it is. It has started. We have 20 minutes to prepare it. What do we mean by preparing it? By delivering some resources. So in this case, they're asking for pigment, some banana or plantains, and some rum. We have tons of reserves of all of this, so all good there. If you move into, you know, the bigger tournaments, this could be a lot harder. This could also be resources that are not at all in the new world, so you need to bring them, etc. But yeah, I think when we start the next episode, we should have the local championship ready for you to see, and us getting a bit more influence again. So this grand stadium is ready. Here it is, ladies and gents. Let's finish this episode by taking a nice postcard of this. I hope you enjoyed this. Smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.